The Shack is back. Greetings, Koopalings! My name is Donnie Reese, and welcome back to PSVG's Nintendo Shack, the weekly dose of Nintendo goodness that you need in your life. Join with me this week, as she is every week, is my sister Caroline. What's up?
Sister from another mister. I will go ahead and get into the haiku for the week. This week we are starting on our good friend Paul Calicote, who has been with us since pretty much the inception. Yeah. A long time.
It's amazing I haven't made him like a member of the team yet. Because that's typically what I do. Every time somebody comes around, they're like, hey, I like your show. I'm like, hey, you want your own show? Come join the
team. So, Paul, the guy that the walrus ride, this one's for you. This guy rides walrus like it's going out of style. Do you ride sand seals? That's just a quick little thing that I thought it was funny. If you guys play Breath of the Wild, you'll get the joke.
I liked it.
Sand seals are basically walruses, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just gonna mention that
land walrus.
What?
It's a land walrus, like walruses.
I suppose. I thought walruses are both land and sea anyway.
Yeah, but like, don't they always stay like in icy regions, or do they just like hang out on the beach and stuff? I am not the authority on walruses. I'd have to like consult my son. My son is the authority on animals in my house.
Small off to the thing. I didn't realize that a narwhal was a real animal until like last year.
A what?
A narwhal.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't think I've ever heard this word before.
It's like the seal with a unicorn horn on its head, but apparently it's an actual animal.
What? A seal with a unicorn horn?
Yeah.
Like, did you just describe dugong?
No.
I mean, dugong is a seal with a horn. Yes, it does.
Does it?
Yes.
All right. So
I am the authority on Pokemon. I may not be the authority on animals, but I am the authority.
Narwhal. I thought a narwhal was a mythical creature. Like there's a stupid Narwhal. I thought it was a mythical creature, and Brian had to school me, and he's like,
"Oh, it's a fish."
Sweetie. It's not a fish.
I looked it up, and it said it's a whale. What I mean by fish is I looked it up, and the first thing I saw was it underwater.
Pretty sure it's a mammal, but yeah,
it's a whale. It's a whale.
I found these sand seal plushes that
looks weird.
This guy makes them in, I think, the Ukraine, and they are to a T like the sand seal plush.
With the horn? Is that like what it does?
I think that's how it eats. I think it just like.
But it's so long. How do you get it off of it once you stab it?
They probably fight like deer fight too, where they like lock antlers. I don't know. Apparently, the longer you have is like the better for mating and stuff.
The fish musketeers. Okay. Wow, that was a tangent and a half. Continue.
These sand seal plush are legit to the sand seal plush that Riju has in her room. If you guys have ever gone in there, and like who hasn't gone in Riju's room in Breath of the Wild, right?
That's true.
And they look exactly like the stitching, stitch for stitch. You get to pick the color of the main body, and then you get to pick the color of the mane, and he makes it to your qualifications. And I'm getting one whenever he's done with making it. He's like, it's between 1 to 8 weeks, depending on how busy I am. Etsy, I'll link it. I linked it in the Discord, but I was so happy when I found it.
I'm happy that you're happy.
Gotta have a sand seal plush in my life.
Okay, so outside of the seal narwhal tangent, dugong tangent, what have you been playing?
I have been watching Brian play Breath of the Wild still, and it's never a dull moment. It's a frustrating moment. I also did play a little bit today myself, because as he's going through and I'm like, you really should take pictures of everything for your compendium as you go.
Yeah, I never did any of that.
Well, I've been telling them that. He's been taking that to heart. He's been doing that really well. But he's been finding things that I knew I didn't have in my compendium. He went to Selmy's house in the ice region, the girl that likes to do the sledding on the shields. And I knew for a fact that I did not go in her house, because she's got literally almost every shield in the game on the up against the ceiling of her house. And I was like, oh my God. So I missed 3 shields in the entire game that I had never seen before, and he was taking pictures of all of them. So I did that today while he was gone.
You couldn't be left out, could you?
I couldn't. What else did I play? Oh yeah, I did that Joker Smash DLC. That was.
I played some Joker. I did Joker's classic mode.
Yep, I did too. He's very. He feels different. I know that sounds kind of bizarre, but he just when I was moving him around, he just kind of has this he just feels different when you're moving him with the controls. I can't peg it, and I've been playing with it a little bit, but not too much. I pretty much just picked it up to get all of the classic mode, and I did all of the spirits on the DLC board.
I didn't touch the spirits.
They're actually pretty, like, a couple of them were pretty difficult. I was out of practice, though. So.
Every time I play Smash, I'm just reminded of how bad I am at Smash Bros. And I feel bad, because in our old trifecta, we had this, like, this base was covered. And now we have, like, a huge hole in the Smash world.
I will not even pretend to be good. Brian can be our fill-in. He's pretty good.
We had this discussion in our Discord, psvg.discord, psvg.blog/discord, where I'm playing classic mode on, like, level 3. Because once it starts going, like, above 5 and 6, and I start losing. You know, like, it goes up each chapter, so I'm, like, starting way down and, like, going up.
I've still not beat the challenge where it's, like, finished with a 9.9 in classic. Oof. I've gotten to a 9.8, and it made me so mad. Embarrassingly
to admit in the open bad at Smash. Bad bit.
Benji asks, is Joker worth it? I think if you are looking to get another cool character, I mean, I would just recommend the fighter pass in general for people that like Smash, because I think you'll get your money's worth out of it.
I think that's ultimately the thing is, are you going to keep playing the game? If you're not going to keep playing the game, then none of it's going to be worth it. I think Joker, the character with the costumes and the stage and the music with the spirits, I think is worth $5.
Sure.
I mean, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching, I watched Zero play as Joker, like the night he dropped. That's what I was doing because we couldn't get in. That was the other thing we didn't really talk about.
Oh my gosh.
We couldn't get in. I didn't get in until the next day. Yeah. Like it was just Joker, the DLC brought the entire eShop down. Couldn't even get into the eShop. So, I watched Zero play as Joker and he was doing stuff I didn't even think that I didn't even know you could do. So
how did he get it?
So like your hook thing, you know, like the little hook that he can grab onto a ledge with.
Yeah.
You can just grab other people out of midair and
I know.
Beat the snot out of them with that thing. And I still don't understand how to do his down counter. I was trying to do that in training mode and I couldn't get that to work.
I haven't been messing with him that much. The legend spirit, which is you play through all of the characters that are not actual characters, but the representations of the thieves and Smash. So like Anne was represented by Zero Suit. So you play through all of those, and then Joker pops up, and you have to defeat Joker. So you have to defeat all of them on a single stock. And man, that he has to be like a level 8 or 9 CPU. He's just spamming the grappling hook.
Zero said he was way OP, and I would trust him to know. I don't know. I wouldn't know, but Zero was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I fully expect a nerf. Like, when I saw some of the stuff in the video trailer to begin with, I was like, there's no way that this is going to stand. So I think he definitely gets a little bit nerfed.
Apparently that counter is like super strong. I'm just not good enough to know how to do it. I was happy when I started throwing cards. He does a little card throwing mechanic, like Gambit. It's pretty awesome. And then when he becomes Arsene, it becomes it's even cooler. So
the Arsene is way too powerful. Way too powerful.
You think so? Well, I mean, but you have to build it to get there. You know.
I know, but once you get, seriously, if you're playing against it, especially a CPU, you can be like, yeah, I'm a little bit on par with this guy, and then once Arsene shows up, you're dead. Took me like 10 times to beat the legend.
I really enjoyed playing as Joker anyway. I'm really glad he's there.
Yeah.
So
they definitely put a ton of marbles into this one.
That stage is worth it for me.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. And the music is so good.
It's like my favorite stage.
They put this much time and effort into this character and all of this Persona stuff. You can't tell me that this isn't coming.
You know, I do kind of feel bad. Not feel bad. Bad's not the word, but it's interesting that... So I really haven't played Smash since, last year until Joker came out. And I played it that night and I haven't played it since. My son hasn't played Smash since then either. And we have countless amount of folks in Discord that are like, yeah, I haven't played Smash. Jason Lacey is literally the only person that if I had to bet my life on, is like, pick somebody that played Smash last week. Jason's the only guy. It's interesting. I'd be very interested to see like Fortnite and Epic and these online shooters and stuff. They post like these monthly concurrent rates and players and all that. I'd be very interested to see if there's been a huge fallout for Smash. Is it still like going strong? Is it getting better? Like, I have no idea.
I think there's just a niche. I think there's those people that will go to the conventions and they'll go to the
for sure. There's a diehard Smash community. I know that for sure. There's a community that
those people
just
are the
play
ones
Smash.
That continue playing.
They don't play any other game. That's it.
Yep.
That's admirable. I could never do that, but I know that those people exist. But I'd be very interested to see just overall like how the game's doing, because we know it sold super well. So I don't know.
Apparently, it was popular enough to take down the eShop.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, true. There's so many people hitting it, it brought the entire eShop down, and it was down for a while. I tried the next morning when I woke up before I left for work, so maybe like 7:30. It was still down.
Oh my gosh!
Like, it was down overnight. And maybe it came on. Apparently,
I didn't download it until about 4:00.
I think Rebecca said, I think she posted on Twitter, if I'm recounting correctly, she posted a picture of her, like, overnight. It said, downloading 4 hours and 50 minutes. Like,
oh, yeah. Well, I got it for a split second to give me a time, and it said 6 hours and 30-something minutes. So, and then it just said, oh, nope, we crapped out. We can't do it.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And I see here you say you're preparing for a new game in May.
I am. I've been debating my time at Porsche for a few months now, ever since I've heard about it. And the game actually came out on the 16th, so it's been out for about a week now. And the people that have played it on Switch, there have been some mixed reviews one way or the other. But I found a guy on YouTube, and I cannot remember his name, but I linked it in the Discord, and he has been a longtime player of Harvest Moon games and just really knows the genre. And he said that he gives it a pretty good rating, like an 80-something out of 100. So that's all I need. I've been playing Stardew over and over and over, waiting for a name Bokumono game, and I haven't had it in years. I think the last time I had one was 2 years ago. Trio of Towns for the 3DS. So it's been a long time, and it'll still probably be a long time because I don't see the one that they're making now ever getting localized to the West. It's a Doraemon crossover. So I will be getting my time at Porsche, which physically comes out in the beginning of May, something like that. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Then I'm taking the Switch back from Ryan.
Nice. And I presume that you'll take that back up on your soon-to-be regularly returning streaming schedule?
I did stream a little bit today. I streamed putting tape on the walls to prep for painting. How exciting is that?
Was your most like highly rated stream ever? That seems to be the way how things go. You know, like you stream games, you get like 8 people, and you stream yourself like writing on notebook paper, and you get like 80,000 fans.
Let me just tell you, like I had like because just chatting is the category that you use for that kind of stuff on Twitch, and towards the end of my stream, Benji is one of my moderators, so he was there, and I didn't catch it. Somebody screen capped it and sent it to me, and it was like I was putting tape over one of the outlets, and they're like, put 2 metal prongs in there and see the result. Like, I mean, just telling me to basically electrocute myself.
Wow.
And they got banned, of course, but I just think that kind of stuff is hysterical. It's like, really, you guys have nothing better to do. They got to be like kids, but
drop the ban hammer. My daughter is one of those kids, man. She just watches people like play with gel and slime. What? She's big into this slime stuff. She loves making this slime, and she just plays with it.
Visual ASMR or something?
I don't know, man. It's dumb if you ask me. I just like sit there and watch a kid watch somebody else do that. I'm like, wow, I don't get it. It's one of the first experiences where you feel like you're old, like you felt like when you saw your parents. Yeah. Like now I'm my parents. I'm just like, oh man, I do not get it.
I feel that way between me and Brian. I'm like, where is this okay? Like, when did you start liking this? Like, he likes the ASMR stuff, and I was like, this was never a thing.
Jack will watch other people open up packs of Pokemon cards for hours. Not for a specific card or a specific like deck.
Vicariously living through somebody else.
I don't know. He has watched other people open endless amounts of packs of cards for hours. He'll just have it on in his room while he's playing with his toys or something, and he's sitting there watching him like, hey. It's weird. YouTube, man. YouTube. We have no idea what the generation behind us is going to be like because of YouTube.
I mean, I used to get crapped on by people because they're like, why do you watch other people play video games when you can watch the video game yourself? And I'm like, because I might not have access to that game, and I might want to just watch it.
I'm kind of like that.
I understand what they're getting at, but it's more prevalent now that it's not so weird for people to do that anymore. Let's Plays were
pretty common.
Coming out in college.
I like watching people play games that I can't play. So I watched somebody beat Hollow Knight. I've watched more people play Smash than I've probably played Smash. I watched a lot of people play Bloodborne when I was thinking about trying that too. So like anytime there's a super challenging game, instead of me frustrating, like wrapping my hands around a controller, like a lot of times I'll just watch somebody else play it to get like a feel, for those that can't watch or something like that, I guess.
Benji says he watches people open packs of cards.
Hey, I didn't say I hated it. I thought it was weird.
I don't get it either.
But, I watched endless amounts of cartoons and stuff when I was his age, too, so,
I like unboxings of certain things, but it's more like a surprise.
I'll open up my YouTube history, and I'm telling you, I'll have hundreds of videos of just people opening up Pokemon cards. I didn't know it was a thing.
Maybe
I should get him to stream for us. Let him open up Pokemon cards on our channel. And then people yell at us for doing podcasts. They're like, wait a minute, why are you guys here talking about Nintendo stuff?
You got to give him fake packs of all holograms. So when he opens it, like they're all super pissed because it's just like you've opened up this pack and you get like 6 holographic cards in one go.
He's barely earned any of those. I still have this deck of counterfeit Pokemon cards. He's barely earned any of them. Eventually, I'm just going to give them all to him. Watch his head explode. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, it's interesting. As I mentioned on this week's PSVG Prime podcast, I'm still playing a lot of this Labo VR. I don't want to go into detail because I did on that show. Spoke way too long about it. We played over Easter, brought the in-laws, they came over for dinner, put them in the Labo. We played with the blaster. We still haven't put the elephant together. I've reached that point where I don't want to fold any more cardboard. So now it's kind of on the kids to finish the set. I'm like, no, I'm done. Requires too much time and effort, and I'm already falling behind in my other game. I'm falling behind in Yoshi. Now, I'm trying really hard, like almost a conscious effort this week to make sure that Yoshi doesn't fall into my backlog like Starlink and the football game, the Super Football Heroes and all that. I can't do that to Yoshi. Yoshi's too good. I gotta sit down. I gotta put in some time to Yoshi.
Yeah, if I don't pick it up and if I don't take the Breath of the Wild away from Brian, I'm not going to beat it by the time my next game comes out.
Sure. Breath of the Wild kind of killed it for me. And then I've been playing this game on Xbox, Shadow of War. It's the Lord of the Rings game. Mm-hmm. I've put 20 hours in that game in the last 5 days. I can't stop playing it. So I think I'm going to take the weekend and just play Yoshi. I've got to get into Yoshi. Okay. The other game that I played a little bit, not much, but Super Nintendo, Chris Becker, awesome guy, great Twitter follow. He's always he's got this cool thing that he does on Twitter where he does a clip of every new game as it drops. So it's kind of like YouTube for reviews, but it's just for like game coverage. Yeah. So you can get 30 seconds of every brand new game if you just follow him on Twitter. He's a great follow. And often in our Discord, also a great guy to talk to. He's always on the latest
news and stuff. He was on my stream today too.
Yeah, he's fantastic. We got to have him on the show one day.
Sure.
He posted about this Ding Dong XL, which I had seen, but I had never actually given it much thought. And it's actually pretty good. It's only $1, which
only $1.
Only $1. And it's basically Pong. You shoot a ball back and forth the screen. And it's kind of like Pong meets Geometry Wars style meets Frogger. That's really kind of what this game is. So you play Pong.
I was definitely getting Geometry Wars vibes.
Where you volley the ball back and forth across the screen. And then as you're doing that, there are these shapes and things that are making their way through the screen that you can't touch. You've got to like dodge them. But you can touch them. If you ride up their backside, you get extra points. But you have to like graze them. You can't hit them. So you kind of get like a little risk reward if you get good at it. And then there are power-ups for like score power-ups. And basically you just play as far as you can go until your points. I thought I did pretty good. On my first try, I got to 50. And then after, 5-6 more tries, I got to 79 is my high score. And then I saw people posting pictures of like 350 and 380.
Oh my God.
Oh no. But it's kind of like that. It's one of those types of games. It's got the synth music. It's got the cool visuals. And it's only $1. So I wanted to talk about this because I think this is the more fascinating part of the game. Because I bought this game just using gold coins.
Right.
I was going to buy it. He said it was 99 cents and he liked it. So I was like, that's good enough for me. I'll go give him $1. And when I opened it up, I realized, I've got $2.50 in gold coins. There might be a market to make a super cheap game and just get people to give you gold coins for it. Like, you could actually market yourself around that as an indie game. Especially, like, even if you put it on sale, like, if you release a game for 99 cents and you sell it for 90, and then, like, I would actually I wonder if Nintendo would let you put it in the title. You know, it's like, game's super fun, it's got a lot of replay value, just use your gold coins.
Yeah.
You know? I was thinking about that. I was like,
it took me forever to realize that I could redeem them for games like that.
Yeah.
I just didn't pay attention to it.
I think there's a lot of people who probably, you know, never quite realize that they've got 50 cents, $1.50, whatever, sitting there. So it's a cool game. It's a little game. I won't go out on my way to recommend it, but for $1, I mean, it's a lot for $1. You could do a lot worse. And like I said, you may have gold coins. So if you've got them, might be a free game. Just go give it a try. It's definitely fun. It's definitely fun. The music's pretty good, you know, so, you know, it's not bad or anything like that. It's interesting. I don't know how long I'll stick with it, but it's one of those types of games.
One of those time killers.
Yeah. You know, you're hanging out waiting on a bus or something. It'd be great to get a little run in and see how long you keep it going. It's got that rhythm feel, which I like. Yeah. It's good. It's good stuff. And I think that's it. Yeah, really. Cool. I beat Gum and Clive. I did that last week. Okay. I'm sorry. I beat Gum and Clive. I realized I never finished the first one on my 3DS. I never played the second one, really. And the second one is included in the Gum and Clive collection on Switch. So I'm not sure if I'm probably not going to jump right into it, but I probably will soon. Because it's pretty good. Did you ever play it on 3DS?
No.
It's really good. It's really cheap. Yeah. Really cheap. But it's
I know it's cheap.
Really just good platformer. You like Mega Man or anything like that? It's basically that with cowboys. It's got a minimal but interesting art style. You know, like visually. It's,
I've seen it. I know what it is.
That rough drawing, and it kind of looks like it's being drawn as you move it because it's wiggly and whatnot. It's pretty neat. It's different. It's unique for sure. Yeah. And super cheap. So I beat that too, and glad I did. It's a short game. You get through it in just couple. I did it in a couple play sessions. I want to say maybe, I don't know, 7 hours, something like that. I don't know. I played it over basically like 4 days, so I'm not sure how many hours I actually put into it. I have to look it up.
Cool.
Anything else?
No.
Well, then let's open up the news block, and I'll begin tomorrow. So we record this on Wednesday. I don't even know what today is. Wednesday the 24th?
The 24th, yes.
So tomorrow, Nintendo Press will reveal financial results for the past fiscal year and offer some guidance on the upcoming one. Now, these are pretty interesting because not every time. Sometimes we can actually glean a little something. Like they may hint at something, they may announce something in these kind of earnings to investors. They may mention that, we have new hardware coming, which would be the first that they've acknowledged it or something like that. That's typically the type of stuff. Or, sometimes they'll release, I think in the past, definitely during the Wii U's generation, they released like a roadmap of games that they were expecting to come out for the following year. And then they would have like game title A, game title B. So you would know the ones that have announced, but you would also know that there are 2, 3, 4, 5 more coming.
Right.
So they may do something like that tomorrow. The real interesting part that makes this newsworthy is that we're expecting to have new hardware. Now, we've talked about this ad nauseum almost. But the interesting thing about this that makes it newsworthy, they said it's going to come in June. Like
the lesser one.
Yes. So the new device, the one that we've been expecting, the portable machine, they're actually expecting in June, which is interesting. I think Chris even said that he's been saying for a while now he expected to launch with Mario Maker, which puts this in line. Like that might be a really smart prediction. But Bloomberg went to touch on this Pro model that they've been talking about because there were some rumors that Nintendo was going back to the drawing board on this Pro model is going to be this next gen, I believe is what the Nikkei, however they pronounce it.
Nikkei.
Yeah, that's what they were announcing, that they were going to get like some sort of next gen Switch. They even went as far, I believe this translation said Switch 2, which is how they were describing it. Bloomberg said that's not the case. That a more powerful version is in the works, but it's a boost, not a new console. So what we were expecting, a new 3DS to the Switch. So interesting. We're going to get this portable device by the end of June. Maybe get something else by this fall, a more powerful model. I've said my thoughts on those. I don't think we really need to talk about it, but it's interesting. It's probably the first time we've seen it from a non-rumor site, and, maybe confirmed tomorrow.
Sounds about in line with what the New York Times was saying, too.
Yeah. Like I said, it's, not earth-shattering at this point, but maybe confirmed. And being confirmed, maybe, I don't know, I doubt they'll announce it, and I doubt they'll show it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting if they're launching a new SKU, and it's launching in June, we'd have to expect to see it. Like, they can't keep that under wraps until E3. They've got to ship them.
That it would have, you'd also think that they would have, something would show up on the patent websites.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to. If their intent is to launch the Switch Mini by the end of June, they have to be making them now.
Sure.
They take that long to make millions of consoles. So if they're making them, then it's gonna leak. We see it with every iPhone
absolutely.
and every Android. I mean, everything leaks. It's gonna leak.
Yeah.
So if this is true, I would imagine that Nintendo would announce something soon. We'll get some sort of PR release or a YouTube video or something showing this new SKU. That's the only thing that I could think of. Or it's going to leak, and we'll see it at E3. I don't know. But it'd be very hard to keep a new SKU under wraps until June if you're going to, in fact, release it to store shelves on June. What are they going to do? Go, have a direct June 14th and then release it 2 weeks later? Like, that's not going to happen.
No.
I mean, it could happen, but
it could.
We're going to know what it is by then.
Sure.
There's no way to do that without letting us see it. So
if June is the date, I'm surprised we haven't heard about it now.
We're
almost in May.
That's the thing. That's the one thing that I took away from this is if they are going to launch it in June, it's amazing that we haven't seen a Switch a leak yet. So
keeping those people's mouths zipped.
It's good stuff. The ninjas will get you. Go ahead and take the next one.
Yep. All right, Mario Tennis Aces got an update last week. 3.0 update. Bringing back ring shot mode, where you can either play singles, doubles, or in Yoshi mode, which is 4-player co-op, local, or multiplayer. The ring shot also comes with a co-op challenge. So I still don't own this game. I need to get it. And I think I would just probably wait until all the DLCs come out, because apparently they're still staggering out these DLC characters. In addition to that ring shot mode, there's a new Ace Online rank, which is apparently even better than the current one that you've already got. It's the third co-op challenge that they've added so far in 2019, which is kind of crazy. The newest DLC character is Dry Bones. He's joining the roster in May with another character set to arrive in June's online tournament. Now, here's a question. I don't know, because I don't play it. Are the characters that are available through the online tournament, are they able to be gotten through other means, or did you have to play in that tournament in order to get them? Because I think Pauline was one of those.
Ooh, that's a good question. I think they're just available. I think you can just play as them. And there's got to be some sort of... I think you can lock them all in story mode.
Okay. Even DLC?
But I'm not sure. Even DLC.
Okay.
I know that this brings the total roster to 30 by the time they're done in June. So
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they've more than doubled it.
Yeah, it says they added 14 characters since launch, including Spike, Chain Chomp, Blooper, Boom Boom, Pauline, and Kamek. Pauline would probably be the reason why. That's a lot of characters. That's a lot of characters for a Mario sports game. Anyway, that's like pushing Mario Kart roster.
Yeah.
Yep. Nintendo's basically updated this game every month since it came out last May, with online tweaks, new modes, new courses, changes and additions to the online mode, and new characters or costumes. So I can't believe I haven't gotten it yet. It's just not on my radar.
I've seen the DLC updates if they trickled out, and I saw the 3.0 update last week, and then I saw Dry Bones this week. I just went to the wiki, I went to the update page on Nintendo's website and just rolled through their notes, and they've updated this game constantly. Yeah. They really believe in it. Now, I think a lot of us were turned off by the demo in PSVG land. I know I definitely was. Mm-hmm. I wanted to play the game full motion controls. Still can't do that. But the ring shot mode and the co-op modes and big ball mode and all that, I think they've added a lot to the swing mode outside of the adventure mode. They've done new story elements, new cutscenes for the story mode, new actual mode battles in the game. It's not everything's just versus on the same court. Mm-hmm. So they've really added a lot of variety to it. It really seems like it might be worth getting in even at a non-multiplayer level, like if you're never going to go online. Sure. It looks like it's worth it now. There's a ton of co-op modes. These Yoshi co-op challenges,
Yeah.
You get to play as 4 players
on video.
local.
Yeah.
And it's like this huge race and you got to co-op. That looks like a lot of fun. Kind of like this Mario Party-esque game. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, kind of piggybacking off of what you were thinking. I wasn't enamored with the demo and what I saw and how it played. But with all these updates and all these characters and all the courses and all the costumes and all the modes, it might be worth keeping your eye on, especially like for me, especially if you can get it cheap, if it goes on sale.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on a sale.
You know, this game should go on sale Black Friday. I think it was on sale this past Black Friday. Like it should be on sale. Yeah,
I think it was just like $49.99.
I've seen it down to 40. I know at one point Nintendo had it down to 40 in their eShop, and 40 was just a little bit too much. If I can get it anywhere like maybe 35 or below, I might bite. But it looks like they've really invested a lot of time and effort into this one, and it's turning around, at least at my level. So I wouldn't play online trying to get rank, just like Smash.
Oh, yeah. No,
I would totally pick this up and play a match against the kids. It might be my Wii Sports. I would do that, but I'm not going to do that at $60. So I just thought it'd be good to run it down.
I play to unlock everything, so now that there's content to unlock, it would probably be a good pickup.
Yeah, more characters. I would love for them if they added Link. If they went full Mario Kart with it, that'd be crazy. That'd be cool.
All right.
Starlink Battle for Atlas Crimson Moon. Starlink Battle for Atlas. Crimson Moon Theater of the Outlaw games. It's too much. Too many words, okay? Ubisoft, you're getting too crazy here. The DLC comes at the end of this month. Now, the DLC is free. It adds a racing mode where you're just going to play as 1 or 2 player split screen. Kind of cool. They're adding a horde mode that they're calling Coliseum mode where you just take on waves and waves of enemies. That sounds fun. Even in the free DLC, you get new story missions and weekly challenges. And then on Switch, you get the exclusive Star Fox playable characters, and you got to go chase Wolf's team and capture them, except you have to pay $12 to do that. So they said it comes with its own story missions and all that. I need to see how many. I need to know exactly where my $12 is going. Do I get 4 story missions, or do I get like 15 story missions? I need to know where that balance is. But it's only $12. I'll probably get it anyway. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I think everybody that's heard me play this game knows already. I'm here for Star Fox. It's kind of all I really want to do.
I wish they would put Wolf in the game. Maybe that's another DLC pack. I think it would be cool if you could play as the Wolf team.
Play as the bad guys? It'd be cool, at least in versus mode. Like, if you could have maybe a little squad battle, little zone battle. That'd be neat. That's just Star Fox. Now we're just asking for a Star Fox game.
Question. Does every single pilot have their own representative model character figure?
Except not the news.
These are not.
Yeah, these are
Dang.
not. Yeah.
See, that's what I would be like. Sell it with a 3-pack mode and sell that for like maybe 20, and for that you get all 3 pilots and you get all of the missions. $20.
You want the physical stuff though.
Yeah, I want the Slippy, Peppy, and Falco. Just gotta go with my
Peppy.
Fox.
Who's your favorite Star Fox? Who's your favorite Star Fox team member? Is it Fox?
Fox team member?
Yeah.
Probably just Fox, yeah.
Mine's Peppy. I like Peppy.
Peppy's pretty good.
He's funny.
My overall favorite from Star Fox is probably Panther. Just because he's a cat.
Yeah. That makes sense.
All right, moving on. The follow-up to Retro City Rampage Shakedown Hawaii. Jason game, Donnie game, finally has a firm release date. Buying up properties and causing all sorts of mayhem on May 7th. That's pretty soon.
This has been 2 years in the making.
I know, it's been forever.
Since the first Switch Nindy Direct.
Yep.
Have we been waiting for Shakedown Hawaii, and it's finally coming. And I can't wait. We've needed a GTA-style game. Now, this is an old one, it's top-down stuff, but still super fun. 16-bit. Like, it's going to be a blast. It's only $20. I'm definitely in on it. It's one of my May games. So next week we'll run down everything that's coming out in May, but you can book me down. I'll be playing this alongside dear friend Jason Lacey, and I'm sure we'll be talking all about it in the Discord.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Sounds good. It's pretty. It looks good.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
I just don't think I'll get it. But
did you ever play the 3DS one? I played it off Jason's recommendation. I never beat it or anything, but it's chock full of funny quips and funny writing and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
All pop culture and all that stuff.
All right.
Next one, Red Faction Gorilla Remastered. Somebody should really be taken outside and paddled for that. That's terrible.
Remastered.
It's getting released on Nintendo Switch July 2nd. Now, this game came out on consoles last year. It's keeping the same price. It's $30, $29.99. This one's interesting because it's an old game, but it's a really good game. It's kind of that Crackdown-y vibe. You can blow up everything. That's this game's thing. Blow up everything. Yeah. You're on Mars, you blow up everything you see. It's all, destruction physics. So I'm not normally into sci-fi stuff, but I am into blowing stuff up. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with both this and Saints Row. One, we haven't seen it running on a Switch on either one of them. So that's my number one thing. I'm a little scared to buy into any third-party port until
Especially
I know
blowing up the
how it runs. Yes. I need to know how it runs. But with both of these, especially this one, because it's so cheap, there's a part of me that wants to get in on it just because it's cheap. But I'm pretty sure if I don't pop before then, Red Faction and Saints Row will be great Black Friday options for anybody that wants to revisit them or go back or haven't got back or just check, these types, because we don't have a lot of games in this genre on Switch. We don't have any open world mature games or these sandboxy blow stuff up type of stuff, create chaos stuff. These are my things. I like this stuff. So I'm expecting I'll probably get both of these by the end of the year. Maybe Red Faction earlier, because if it comes physical, that's the other thing. I think it's coming, but I didn't see, listings didn't go up yet. But if we get it Best Buy, for those of us still has the GCU at $29.99, it's what?
I'll have it through October.
$23.99. At that point it becomes super cheap. So if it runs cheap. You might as well get it even if you're interested in it.
All right. Fortnite is teasing my favorite, an Avengers crossover, to coincide with Endgame, which releases tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'm sure PSVG is going to break this down and then some. I'm not going to try to do that, but they are posting...
Yeah, y'all have fun with it.
They're posting teaser after teaser, the Iron Man and all kinds of stuff. I'm excited. Yep. So pay attention to whatever Epic's got going on over there. I thought this was a neat story, and piggybacking off of my Labo VR experience. So Tricore has a visual novel VR game on Steam. It's called Yoni Rises. Uoni. That's a word. Uoni Rises.
Yuoni.
Yeah, because when I first heard it, I thought it was separate words, you own E or something like that. Yeah. No, it's not. Uoni. And so the game's on Steam. I didn't see any reviews for it, so I don't think it's a successful game or a highly popular game. I tried looking around for it. But they said that with the inclusion of Labo VR, they are looking into, when this game arrives on Switch, to include a VR mode.
Interesting.
This is the type of stuff that when we were talking about Labo, when it was unveiled, that I was talking about. It'd be very interesting to see if Labo gets legs, if other people see it and start doing things. Do other indies that have Labo or have VR-like things on Steam or PSVR or something, do they get something over to Switch to appeal to a new market? It's cool. It may not be as good, but I think it's good enough. I really do. I think that's the best way to describe it. I just thought it was interesting. They didn't even announce that they were going to, but even just to come out and say, "Hey,
we're considering it."
We're looking. They were we're looking into it. We want to do it. And I did look at their game. It looks like all of so everything's done from a seated position. You're in a classroom. There's all these ghosts around and stuff. It looks like it's really low, low poly, low tech. I think I think it would work. So interesting. If anybody is still on the fence with the Labo VR, like I've been saying, there's applications beyond the Labo game. And I think we're seeing that with Mario, with Breath of the Wild. It'd be very interesting to see, with this and if anything else comes out. I still haven't done the Breath of the Wild stuff yet. Does it come out today or tomorrow?
No, I haven't either.
I think it's out today.
I thought it was out today, too.
It might be out now. I should have done it before I came home. Sorry, guys. I'll definitely do it next week.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it today either.
Yeah, I think it's out today.
Also announced today, Wednesday, Super Mario Maker 2, as we mentioned earlier, is officially coming out on June 28th. That's after E3 and around the same time as when
they might launch a new system.
Supposed thing.
It makes sense. Still not out for pre-purchase yet. So I've been waiting to pull the trigger on that one for a bit. But I don't even know what to say. We're excited. Yeah. We are both excited, and we'll be playing Super Mario Maker 2. So I know Jack's excited. I'm interested. I want to know more. I presume we'll know more at E3, but I would like to know more before then, actually.
I think they're going to do their own little miniature direct for Super Mario Maker 2.
Just a suite of Mario. I would like some videos on the new building features. That's what I would like. Informative stuff.
it would be good for them to do just maybe a 15-20 minute direct showing the mechanics of the game, especially the new stuff.
I would also like for a little coverage on how we're going to be able to download and share levels, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be baked into the Nintendo Online app, just like the Smash stages. Like, that's going to be a thing.
Yep.
I want a website for it too. I don't want to just be using the app, although I mean I would understand why they would want to do that. And then the thing that I'm really interested in, I would like to get some knowledge on how they're going to handle events again, and maybe ongoing DLC. I don't want to call it DLC, but I would like for them to commit to, we're going to release a pack from a creator once every 4 months or around season. I would like to just know. I really love that about the game and the first game, and I would like to see a commitment, a bigger commitment to that going forward, because I enjoy playing really good levels that are created by the community, but I do want the professionals to create levels, and I don't even care if I buy them. I think Mario Maker is perfect for microtransactions. I mean, if they gave us Miyamoto pack for $5.99, I would buy that up in a heartbeat. Like, they could keep going to that well. I've often said, for some odd reason, I don't know why this fits, but I want to play a Suda51 created Mario Maker level really bad.
You would.
Really bad. And I want to know how this amiibo stuff works. Like, how many costumes? Is it still only on NES? Are there sprites for other styles? Because
I think they need to do sprites for the other styles too.
I agree. So these are questions that I have about it, but I'm getting it regardless. And I think we'll be able to, we've already talked about it. You're going to be able to build on the screen with their little circular control thing. I don't know how well I'm going to like that. And hopefully we'll be able to build off the screen using touch, although I still don't think it's going to be as good as the Wii U.
Yeah.
But it'll be good enough.
It is what it is.
I would love, because they dabbled with this. I keep bringing it up because I feel like I don't feel like I hear enough people talk about it when they talk about Mario Maker. So they dabbled. They had an in-browser course editor that they had during Mario Maker. You couldn't put it in the game, though. But you could go online and build a Mario course in a browser, like a little Flash game. I would love if you could do that and then put it in the game.
Put it in the game.
I think they should release this like a companion mobile app or website where you can do that.
Yeah, be careful I bet you they do it on the mobile app.
I think that would be brilliant, because the tools for creation are better there than the Switch touchscreen.
Sure.
Even with a mouse, like having a mouse to be able to do that would be great. That would be perfect. But
very precise.
I don't know. Maybe that's asking too much, but that's kind of my pie in the sky stuff.
If they've made it where you can make your own spirit teams and Smash and then import it into your actual game, I think the importing is there. It's just a matter of how much they want to make it available.
Make the technology.
Another thing. Yeah.
Because I was thinking, it would be cool if like all the parties. So would it be cool if there was like a Ubisoft Mario Maker pack, a Bethesda Mario Maker pack? Like if other people could get in on that and they could design some stuff and then Nintendo market around it and do something like that. I think there's a lot to do with the events beyond, this is the Christmas level. Like, there's a lot you can, if you really want to lean into it, it could be a game that keeps going for years like that. And I'd be very, very excited. Like, image and form, so one of the things I didn't mention earlier is that we're not playing Cuphead, Katana Zero, or SteamWorld Quest. These are huge games that came out, and we were just not playing them at all.
We're just
Jason beat Katana Zero and loved it, and it's super short. You can play it in a few hours, so I put it on my wish list. But maybe one day. I'm not really.
It looks really pretty.
In the mood for that.
It's definitely a Jason game.
Right, and you're waiting for Cuphead on the physical version.
I'm waiting for physical, which hasn't been announced. They said once the DLC is completing, they will put the DLC in the physical copy as well.
I'm interested to see what you think of Cuphead, and I want you to stream it whenever this physical edition comes out. So
yeah.
And then what was the other one? Oh, SteamWorld. I'm no longer interested in SteamWorld. If it's not Dig, I'm not interested in SteamWorld. Yeah, I did Heist, and I don't need to branch out to other paths until they give me my Castle Crashers. That was me and Jason's idea. We wanted SteamWorld Crashers, just a beat 'em up SteamWorld game. I would have done that. Before we get into our chat questions, we do want to acknowledge that there's supposed to be 2 possibly humongous news stories coming for Nintendo Switch tomorrow, and that is Persona 5 being announced for Switch. The Persona concert's going on right now in Japan, and this morning they announced Persona 5 Royale with 2 new playable characters and all kinds of new music and all kinds of new improvements. It's coming to PlayStation 4 in 2020 in the West and PlayStation 4 in Japan this year, but this isn't the PlayStation show. They have the P5S.jp website. It's up. It says tomorrow. We should know first thing in the morning.
Cool.
And then the second announcement, Hat in Time. They are teasing something. We don't know.
Something.
I think it's the DLC. I don't want to break your heart, but I think it's the DLC.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with that. It's just, if there's a Switch date, great.
We've been expecting
the
them,
games I'm
like
waiting
they have the DLC expansion coming for a while now, like a year, right?
Yeah. I think you're right.
I think so. But yeah, we may have Persona 5 and or Hat in Time stuff come in. And if it does, if you're listening to this right now in your car, we've recorded a news story that we will insert right here. And as promised, coming to you from the future, as we detailed, that Persona 5 news came. Persona 5 is, in fact, coming to the Switch in the form of Persona 5 Scramble. P5S is upon us. P5S, or Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers, is a Muso game. That's right, Persona Warriors. And to talk about it and cover the news, to give you some instant impressions and reactions, I brought Kevin back to the Nintendo Shack. Kevin, talk to me about Persona 5 Scramble.
Well, Donnie, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Yeah, this isn't what we were expecting, or even hoping, myself included, that we were going to get Persona 5 brought, but instead we get Persona 5 Warriors, essentially, from what it looks like, coming to the Switch. So not to take anything away from this game. All we have is a brief trailer, no release date. We know it's on PS4. We know it's going to be on Switch. No word if it's even coming stateside. I imagine it will, but technically they have not said that yet, so who knows. But it looks pretty cool. I will give it that. So not knowing anything about Persona, and especially Joker and his story and how this all works, just watching a trailer, it's pretty darn cool. I'll give it that. It looks like fun, and I'm always down for Dynasty Warriors-esque type gameplay. Hyrule Warriors was great. Fire Emblem Warriors was cool. But this isn't what anybody asked for. And I don't think anybody could have predicted this was going to be what we got.
I didn't predict it, but I have been asking for it.
Sure. Yes, you definitely have.
I have the distinction of being the one person who can back it up with tweets over years saying I wanted Persona Warriors. I've been trying to tell anybody that would listen to me. And as I discussed last week on our show, I would prefer to experience the Persona story and the Persona characters through a game that I find a little easier to get into and play, like a Warriors game. So
totally, and
personally,
that might be the motivation.
I was really excited when I heard because it leaked right before it was announced. When it was announced, I feel like one of the few people on the internet that was like, yes. But you're right. A lot of Nintendo fans are upset. I don't know if I call it justifiably upset, but they are upset that this is not a port of the main RPG, and to which I can really only explain that, I mean, there's never been a Persona mainline game off of a PlayStation console. It very much seems like somehow, some way, PlayStation has an exclusivity deal on Persona games, and Nintendo gets Shin Megami Tensei games, and that's how we'll continue to go forward. I am still excited that the art and the characters, and hopefully a new story, and hopefully some of the new characters, and hopefully some of the stuff is there. I'm just a little concerned coming off of Fire Emblem Warriors. I was really excited for that one. There was another Warriors game that I really wanted. The plot wasn't good, and that's kind of what I want from a Persona game. So now this is a Megaforce. This is the Dynasty Warriors team. Well, no, it's the same team, right? Same team that did Fire Emblem Warriors. That's right. So yeah, hopefully they do a better story. I hope it's not like a bland, generic story. I mean, I want them to dive into Persona.
It needs to, and that because that's the thing. So myself being concerned here. So you know the characters, you know the story. You don't know the whole story, actually you do. You watch the anime. So you know the whole thing. I know nothing. So if this is my introduction, so I hope that myself, along with everybody else who has never experienced Persona, Caro included, that this story is good. I don't know Joker. I don't know his friends. I don't know how he has these abilities. I don't know the whole Persona dynamic. So this has to kind of usher in... It doesn't have to. I shouldn't say that. I hope it ushers in new fans into this and explains what's going on and has a decent story, and then gets me interested for maybe a Persona-esque game or Shin Megami Tensei game down the line that I haven't been sucked into yet. Maybe this is what gets me in. If it doesn't do these things, and it's just another Fire Emblem-esque hack and slash one, that game, just like you, it was cool, but it didn't do much for me either. Like, Hyrule Warriors was great because it had a story, it had characters I knew, I had that connection to it. If this game does that same thing and doesn't have that connection, I think it's going to fall flat stateside. I don't mean flat as in it's not going to sell any copies. It'll sell okay because they'll be the people who get it, but it's not going to be as big as a Persona 5 would have been on Switch standalone.
Yeah, and I think the main difference between what we saw with Fire Emblem and Hyrule Warriors is Hyrule Warriors, not only did it play with the lore of the series, but it had fan service, and it felt like a game in the Zelda lore. Like, it felt like it belonged. And Fire Emblem Warriors felt like it didn't even really... You didn't even have to call it Fire Emblem. You could have swapped all those guys out with just ninjas and stuff, and it would have... it didn't tell a Fire Emblem story.
Right, and that's where I'm coming from Persona. I don't know these characters, so they had to have a good story, because otherwise it could be any character.
I'm kind of hoping with all that menu management that these games typically have and items, I'm hoping that they work that into like maybe going to school or doing tests or having social links. I want to see a lot of that. I want them to explore a little bit. I don't want a ton of it, but they need to dabble. They need to give everybody a taste of what a Persona mainline game has. And if they can do that, I'll be behind it. It should have amazing cutscenes. And one thing that I would say, if anybody out there is trying to be won over, if you want me to give you a sell, the Warriors games are renowned for having a constant amount of DLC and updates.
Yes.
So I wouldn't rule out, even though it's called a Persona 5 Scramble, don't rule out Persona 4 DLC, Persona 3 DLC. They could add all kinds of stuff. We'll see adventure maps and updates and all of that, adventure mode, for a year after this game comes out. So there's a lot more to this story. I'm sure we'll cover it each and every week as an update comes out. But for today, that's what we got. No date probably means next year, maybe. Probably next year. I would say probably.
Possibly even longer stateside. Like, Japan, I think, is going to get this first because they had the actual announcement. So whenever it comes in, tack on at least a few months for translation, then stateside gets it, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe this time next year.
Yeah.
So we will see. But anyway, that's the news. Back to the show. So, Caroline, let's open up the mailbag and get our Shack direct from you questions.
This is embarrassing. All right. Chowfie asks, is there a Switch game that you feel is a sleeper hit? Hashtag I got money to spend. Oh, Chowfie. Let me think. Well, obviously, I think we say Golf Story.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I don't think Golf Story is a sleeper hit. It was in their Nintendo Direct.
Okay,
like it's been in multiple directs actually. I don't think you could consider that a sleeper.
Okay, sure. Then let's see. I would have to probably say Yoku's Island Express. I don't think that was ever touched on by Nintendo at all, was it?
That's a good one.
Team 17, the guys that make Overcooked. I highly recommend you get it. It is a pinball/platformer game. I still haven't beaten it, but it is an adorable style, wonderful music, extremely entertaining, and you'll just find yourself getting lost in it. The mechanics are wonderful. You'd even think that pinball and platforming would go together, but they really do. Yoku's Island Express. It's not that expensive either. I mean, I think I got the physical for like $20.
I admittedly had to pull out my Switch because I was trying to think sleepers, and I was like, man, what do I consider a sleeper? Okay, this isn't really a sleeper in terms of it's not unknown, but Pokémon Quest was a lot better than people expected it to be, and it's free. So I like that one a lot. Soccer Slammers from Jules. Soccer Slammers is good. It's cheap. It's a fun little multiplayer, sports game. Speaking of sports games, my favorite indie game of the year, Football Heroes Turbo.
Yeah,
you haven't played this game yet.
That.
Football Heroes Turbo is great. I've put so many hours. Actually, I'm going to sort it by time played. By total play time, Football Heroes Turbo is my 10th most played game on Switch. 10th.
How many hours?
Oh, I didn't look at it. Because it doesn't say when I sort it.
40.
When I sort it. So it's just behind it's behind Starlink, Valkyria Chronicles, and Into the Breach. So it's like on that level for me.
Nice.
I've played it more than I've played Mario Bros. U Deluxe and Captain Toad and Yoshi and a lot of bigger games. So yeah. Gree, was a little artsy platformer game that I played.
Yeah, you said
I
you
really
beat that one pretty quick.
I did. I like that one a lot. Horizon Chase Turbo is a fantastic racing game. Do you remember like the Outrun game that's super bright and vibrant and fun and repetitive? I mean, it's really good. It's got online score chasing and all that good stuff. The Gum and Clive collection, I mean, I guess it's lesser known. It's really cheap. It's like, what, $4.99? You get 2 games, all done up in HD, and it's awesome platformer. Like I said, if you like Mega Man type stuff, that's kind of what that game is, like Cowboy Mega Man. I think that's good.
Here's another good one, Moonlighter. I still haven't picked it up, but Jason says he likes it, and he said it was definitely a game that I would enjoy. So it's on my list to get, and I think that's another good one that you should probably consider. It's about 30 physical, so $20.
The one that's on my list to get that I've read blogs that really liked it, and I've got all this credit, I should just bite on it, but I've never been on it. I've been waiting on a really good sale. It's a game called Yonder.
I've heard of Yonder, yeah.
It's like this explorative, I don't know, like Zelda vibes, like cartoony world with grass, and all that.
Yeah, that's the one that looks exactly like, I can't remember the name of the game. It kind of had that, like, didn't they feature that in an indie, though?
I think they did in maybe one of their Indie Direct, like, things.
I think they did.
I think it was in the Indie Direct that, like, a lot of folks didn't think was that super great.
Yeah, I remember it being in there, because I remember us talking about it.
Yep. So I've had that one on my wish list. I just don't know a whole lot about it, so that's why I haven't taken a chance on it. But I hear it's good, and one day I'll get it whenever I get it on a good deal.
What's the one that's like the one that you said reminded you of Zelda, where you're like 1 out of 5 races and something like Pines or something? Gosh,
I do not remember.
It's coming out. It hasn't come out yet, but it look.
I remember what you're. Now I remember. I don't remember the name, but it was in that last. I did not think that looked good. I thought it was Fableish, and everybody said it was Zelda-ish.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I did not think that looked good.
I got the vibes that it just looked like an early Ice Age.
That game looked like it was running poorly.
Chugging along.
It was chugging along, and that's not the best. Maybe it was early development. I don't want to rule them out, but I need to see a better running game before I want to buy that, because it did not look like it was running well. Yeah, but I remember that. So yeah, Chelf, grab a couple of those games, man. The good thing about having, or I don't know if you call it a good thing. A good thing about having a backlog is you can wait on some deals. I still stash stuff on my wish list and just kind of hang out. I keep checking I haven't seen none of the games on my wish list have went on sale in like 3 weeks.
Well, here's the thing. Like, we were talking about this earlier. Your Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked ends when? E3?
It ends 2 days after E3, so June 16th. So I have 48 hours at the end of the Direct to get all of my pre-orders in.
So mine goes through October. So all of these things that I haven't pre-ordered, that I haven't bought, and I've been like, yeah, I'll get it eventually. I'm probably going to bite the bullet on a lot of them and just buy them, since I'm going to get 20% off of them anyway.
Sure. I'm waiting for E3 because I'm waiting on special editions and seeing like what comes out and all of that, and accessories. And then hopefully pre-order pages go up. They typically do, Best Buy. So hopefully they go up the same day, and I'll be able to get all mine. But I'm going to feel really bad and sad to watch that discount go. I will definitely be trying less games. Like that's the thing. It's one interesting thing that I don't think. I mean, I want developers to get paid and all that, but like these value and rewards programs, like I was loyal to Best Buy because of that, and I'm never going to shop at Best Buy now. I'm never going to go back to that store. After I pick all that stuff up, that's going to be it. I'm going to be done, and I'm going to move on. I'll start buying probably more things digitally, if anything else.
I'll continue going there for the amiibo, because I like being able to go in store and pick them up.
At this
and
rate,
they're right next door to me.
At this rate, we won't get Joker amiibo until 2022.
It's funny because it's true.
It is. I'll check out the next one. It comes from Ryan Craig. Aside from some lengthy load times, I find that Cuphead looks amazing. It plays incredibly well. I was a bit surprised. Was anyone else concerned about its performance? Considering how well it seems to be selling, how quickly do you think we'll see other games come over from Microsoft? # Ori and the Blind Forest. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I want to play Ori really bad. I've heard that load times were an issue, but I don't.
Load times are apparently awful. I think it's interesting. He says like some lengthy load times and kind of an issue. I saw someone that I follow on Twitter post the screen start. It was like 45 seconds from screen start to menu. I was like, man, that's a long load time.
I'm used to that. I played Oxenfree, and Oxenfreeze was horrendous.
Really? Was it really bad on Switch?
Horrendous. We're talking like about at least a minute and a half.
Wow. So there are times like that makes you think your Switch is frozen. You start pressing buttons and stuff. You're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Is it broke?
And I was streaming it too, so I was like, did I lose connection? What's going on? Yeah. I mean, between load screens, I kind of mess around and do stuff. So I'll like go get a refill of my water. I'll go get a snack or something. So load times don't bother me that much. They really don't. Now, when I'm streaming, they bother me because I'm like, okay.
It's just dead air.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say, I honestly don't think load times really bother me that much because I pull up my phone and look at Twitter or something like,
yeah,
you know, I don't think I've ever bought a game anywhere because of load times. It's something you deal with, right? Some games just take a long time to load. It's not, it's not just a Switch problem. There are games that take a long time on Xbox One X to load.
We grew up in the generation of people that these children nowadays will never know waiting for a dial-up to start, and it takes 2 minutes to get on America Online. I mean, that was nothing to me.
That's true. I remember
absolutely nothing. So I'm used to waiting for my content. It's just we're in an immediate. I gotta have it now.
And it's totally worth it too because, like you said, I watched the Digital Foundry. It's perfect. It's a 1-for-1 remake. I mean, it runs every bit as good on Switch as it does on Xbox. So
yeah, the vectors are clean.
Great game. If you're into that type of game, great game. It's a beautiful animation. I give it that. I've never said it's bad. I just don't think it's the game a lot of people hope it to be. Now, the game that a lot of people should be hoping for, Ori and the Blind Forest. Ori should be coming.
I haven't played it myself. I've watched a playthrough, and I want to play it. Isn't there a sequel?
Coming.
That's
so.
Right.
In a couple weeks,
that needs to be a release on multiple platforms.
In a couple weeks, we are going to do our E3 predictions. We're going to do it as an entire network. Because we already got a question today. I feel like every year, earlier and earlier in the year, we get our E3 predictions questions. Yeah. But I would just say this to answer Ryan Craig's question. I think I'm going to predict that Phil Spencer or some Xbox known person, Sarah Condi or something, shows up at a Nintendo Direct and announces Ori and the Blind Forest. It's a crazy prediction, which I like. I like crazy predictions more than anything else, but I feel like that's a really good time to do that because I feel like
it's almost as crazy as Miyamoto showing up to the Ubisoft press conference.
It may not be like them together, like in the same room, although it could be.
Oh yeah.
But I was thinking more like I have this vision in my head where they're like, let's throw it to a friend of ours, and then you see Phil at his desk, and because he's going to announce on Xbox stage that Ori's out today, I think. So the new one. He's going to say Ori's out today, and it would be super cool if either on the Direct or at his thing, he announces Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition out now on Switch. That would be a cool thing. It would get fans, cheering.
Extremely cool.
So I don't know if it'll be in the Direct or if it'll be at the Xbox show, but that's kind of my thing. I'm thinking that's going to happen.
It's a beautiful game. It's absolutely gorgeous.
One of my favorites. It is one of my favorite games on Xbox. I will admit that. It's super hard. It's tough, but not Hollow Knight tough. It's more like platforming tough. Not Cuphead tough, but tough. Okay. It's pretty tough. There's this one escape part that gets pretty gnarly. Yeah, it gets pretty gnarly. Yeah. All right. I did realize when we were talking that I forgot to mention a game that I played.
Oh.
Because I played it a week ago. And that was last week when we got off the air. I beat Travis Strikes Again's DLC 2.
Oh, duh.
So I did Bubblegum Fatale. Played it on normal, like I played the game. Did not really have a problem beating it. So all of my hesitation and trepidation of its difficulty and post-game and all that was really not for anything. And it was fun. The level design was really cool. Probably the highlight for me was the design itself. The pinball mechanic board with all the stuff that's going on was pretty crazy time. It looked really awesome. You unlock Bagger, which is awesome, but you unlock her at the end. So, it would have been fun to play the final level as her. Yeah, but you unlock her at the end. And, you get the cool
shirts.
Yeah, you get the cool shirts, got all the shirts, got all the Zelda stuff. I did not. They had a Fatal Frame shirt.
I know, I saw. Oh. I knew you were going to be losing.
I was like, why am I finding out about this now? apparently I missed the bulletin or something. So I did play with the Fatal Frame shirt. Sorry, but I played the entire final thing as the Fatal Frame shirt. I was like, yep, that's awesome. Done. And the fourth wall Suda stuff was there. He talked about he's got a new game coming soon, and it did say it was really cool. There's this one scene where he says, "Play lots of indie games for me while I'm gone." So it's kind of like a little message to friends. The adventure was cool. The adventure was cool is not even the right word. The adventure was gnarly. It literally went through Fire Pro Wrestling and No More Heroes 2. I mean, like, it's a swan song. This entire game is Suda's career wrapped up. Oh, it just touches everything. Like, even third-party stuff that he doesn't even have access to. You literally have a wrestling match in the adventure mode. There's a wrestling match in Fire Pro. It says Fire Pro Wrestling across the top screen. It's like not even trying to hide it. It's not playing around with it. It's pretty neat. So, hopefully we see No More Heroes 3 on Switch. So, I'm not holding my breath based on how long it took for this game to come out and for him to get here. This could be on Switch too, for all we know, but it would be really, really cool. Something to put in the back of your brain if you're a Suda fan. Maybe we get it announcement maybe next year or the year after or something like that. But definitely a cool way to end it. And I do like playing as Bad Girl. I did replay the first level as her. She's gnarly. She's got an awesome baseball swing that I really like.
She looks pretty sick.
Yeah, it's just pretty cool.
She's my kind of chick.
So one day I'll replay the game as her, probably. Do the whole thing one day. But that was it. So I did want to say that I did do that. So I've completed that game. I've completed all of that game. One of the few games that I've went through all the way. And it's a short game, 10, 15 hours, something like that. My type of game. We need more games like that. I need this 180-hour game stuff, man. Ain't nobody got time for any of this. So,
Caro does, but her days are numbered.
I don't know what we're going to do this fall. I mean, really. You can play
Fire Emblem.
No. I think you can do Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing. I don't think you can do any more than both of those.
Oh, no. I can't even do more than Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is it.
So I was going to say, like, you and Kevin are going to be done the moment Animal Crossing, and you're not going to play anything else for 6 months. At least 6 months. Nope. And you'll probably take a break and play something, and then come back and do another 6 months Animal Crossing.
So Animal Crossing, my thing is I collect all the bugs for the month the first day. I collect all of the fish for the month the first day of the month. Huh?
Just play the game. Why do you have a schedule of what you're supposed to do every day? Just play the game.
It's just an unlocking thing for me. It's just how I operate. So I have my standards and what I'll do. So, like, aside from doing my daily stuff, I'll probably play other games. But for the first couple of months, I'm gone. This year is, like you said, rip my wallet.
A lot of long games. Games with some commitment behind them. So.
And I'm holding my breath for Monolith Soft to come out with something Xenoblade at E3.
They're working on Zelda.
Well, either that or Zelda or Xenoblade or something.
It's not coming out. Let's save it. Save it for the E3 stuff. Save it. We'll have all the crazy rumors and predictions by then.
If something Xenoblade drops, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm not going to be able to handle it.
What else could they? They can't do anything. They've already done their DLC. They've already done their expansion. Like, Xenoblade's done. They're moving on. No.
I'm not saying Xenoblade 2. I'm saying a new Xenoblade.
Oh, they definitely can't do that. At best, they could announce a port. At best. Because they haven't had enough time. What do you mean, why not? Because they just finished 2. It's been a year. The game still... No, I do know. I do know.
How many years between X and 2? There were like 3. 4. No, it came out in 2014, and then
2018.
2 came out in 2017.
Did it? It was at the end of 2017.
Yeah.
So, come on.
3 years?
3.5.
Okay, well, it can be announced and coming out next year, and I'll still lose.
To my credit, Xenoblade 2 looked like it ran in Wii U's engine, so.
2 Torna did not.
Torna did not. Torna looked great. Torna looks amazing. I'm with you there.
All
right, let's get out of here. You got anything else?
No, man. We will see you guys maybe.
Maybe tomorrow. Who knows?
We'll record that, and if it was there, then you know.
Definitely.
I don't know.
Thanks for listening. Good night, Koopalings.